Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into one of the most captivating and controversial stories in modern history, the rise of Bill Gates, the man who would become the world's richest individual. But what if I told you that the path to his extraordinary wealth was paved with dark secrets, deals and decisions that have been carefully hidden from the public? Strap in, because we're about to uncover how a young, ambitious software developer turned his vision into an empire that transformed the world while secretly shaping a new era of corporate power. Bill Gates' journey to the top wasn't as straightforward as it seemed. Did you know that his rise was marked by key decisions that, if exposed, could change how we view his success? Gates, the son of a well-connected lawyer and a schoolteacher, seemed like a regular student in high school, but there was one defining moment that altered the course of his future. When he was just a teenager, Gates and his school friends were caught using a loophole in the system to gain unlimited access to computers at a time when such technology was rare and valuable. Was this early manipulation of systems just the beginning of a much bigger game that would ultimately lead him to unimaginable wealth? As Gates entered the world of business, it was clear he had something most others didn't, an uncanny ability to see opportunities before anyone else. But what if his rise to power wasn't about innovation, but rather exploiting an unlevel playing field? In 1975, Gates dropped out of Harvard to co-found Microsoft with his childhood friend, Paul Allen. But what many don't know is that Microsoft's initial success wasn't because of its groundbreaking software. It was all about timing. Gates was able to secure an exclusive contract with IBM to supply an operating system for their personal computers, an operating system they didn't even know they needed. Gates then bought an existing OS, modified it, and sold it to IBM as his own. Could this clever move have been the start of his empire, or was it the beginning of a corporate game that would lead to monopolies and market manipulation? By the 1980s, Microsoft had become a dominant force in the tech world, but Gates' rise to dominance wasn't without controversy. What if I told you that Gates wasn't just building a software company, but was instead constructing a business model based on outsmarting and outmaneuvering the competition? Behind the scenes, Microsoft was using aggressive tactics to crush its rivals, including engaging in anti-competitive practices that would later land them in court. Microsoft's dominance in the operating system market meant that Gates held an unparalleled level of control over the PC industry, and many believe he used that power to squash competitors, no matter the cost. Could these aggressive tactics have been the dark foundation on which his empire was built? As Microsoft's reach grew, so did Gates' wealth, and the world began to take notice. But behind the shiny image of a tech mogul was a man who was not above using any means necessary to maintain his position. How far was Gates willing to go to ensure that no one could challenge his growing empire? By the 1990s, Microsoft had come under intense scrutiny by regulators and the government, with accusations of monopolistic practices and unfair competition. Gates was known for his cutthroat business style, and many of his competitors claimed that he was willing to do whatever it took to dominate the market. The infamous browser wars with Netscape are a prime example of how Microsoft leveraged its power to drive competitors out of business. Was this ruthless strategy just a necessary part of doing business, or was it the dark side of Gates' relentless pursuit of wealth? But even as Gates faced mounting legal challenges, his wealth continued to soar. How was he able to keep his empire growing, despite the scandals and lawsuits? One major reason was the explosive success of Windows 95, which catapulted Microsoft into the homes of millions of people around the world. But there was more to this success than just a well-designed product. Gates and his team at Microsoft were masters of the lock-in strategy, creating software that was so deeply embedded into people's lives that they had no choice but to keep using it. Could this manipulation of consumer choice be the key to understanding how Gates was able to maintain his dominance despite facing mounting legal pressure? While many admired Gates for his business acumen, there were whispers of a darker side to his wealth accumulation. What if the true source of Gates' fortune wasn't just software innovation, but his ability to control the flow of information and knowledge? Gates was notorious for using Microsoft's vast resources to acquire patents, intellectual property, and technologies from smaller companies, effectively stifling innovation in the process. His company's aggressive acquisition strategy led to the consolidation of power in the tech industry, with smaller startups finding it increasingly difficult to compete with Microsoft's financial muscle. Could it be that Gates wasn't just an innovator, but a master manipulator who used his wealth and influence to crush potential threats before they could grow? As Microsoft continued to expand, Gates' personal wealth grew at an unprecedented rate. By the late 1990s, he was officially the world's richest man. But did you know that his wealth wasn't just about Microsoft's success? It was also about his ability to hide his true holdings and control vast investments in other industries. Gates' wealth was spread across across a range of diversified assets, from real estate to stocks, giving him a level of financial security that most could only dream of. His ability to strategically place investments allowed him to weather economic storms and maintain his dominance, even as his company faced legal and regulatory challenges. Could it be that Gates' true power lies not in the software he created, but in the strategic control of global markets through his vast investments? Despite his enormous wealth, Gates didn't simply rest on his laurels. How was Gates able to maintain his position as a leader in the business world, even as others around him faltered? One of the keys to his success was his ability to reinvent himself, transitioning from a ruthless businessman to a philanthropic icon. In 2000, Gates and his wife Melinda launched the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, committing to give away the majority of their fortune to charity. While many praised him for this decision, others questioned whether this shift was a way to secure a lasting legacy and avoid further scrutiny of his business practices. Could Gates's philanthropic efforts be more about protecting his public image than genuinely giving back? But no matter how much he gave away, Gates's legacy remains deeply intertwined with the way he built his fortune. Was Bill Gates truly the world's richest man because of his genius in software? Or was it his ruthless approach to business and his ability to exploit every loophole in the system? The truth is far more complicated. Gates's story is one of ambition, controversy, and secrecy, an empire built on a series of calculated moves and strategies that reshaped industries and global markets. His empire wasn't built overnight. It was forged through years of hard-nosed negotiations, relentless competition, and an unyielding drive to succeed, no matter the cost. Could it be that the true secret to Bill Gates' success lies not in the public persona he's built, but in the hidden, darker side of his rise to power? Thank you for joining me on this journey through the dark secrets of Bill Gates' rise to wealth. If you found this story fascinating and want to learn more about the untold stories behind the world's most powerful figures, don't forget to like, subscribe,